Okay. So I love that we do these side dishes, I must say, because when we get busy, but we need an episode, it's like, let's do one of those real quick because they don't take as long. And today's is a really important one because it's been referenced so often. It's the most dangerous game, which I'm sure everybody's heard about, I hope.
Not unlike the last one that we did, the Carnival of Souls,
Right.
this is one of those where I it I think it's probably the earliest example of the most dangerous game genre in film.
Yes. And in fact, the story I saw in the credits was an award, an O. Henry short story collection award winner. Uh,
Richard Connell wrote the story.
Yeah, I remember reading this long ago, but it's been a long time. I can't comment at the moment on how accurate it is. But it is interesting. Like you said, it's very first. There's tons of examples out there. You can look it up. The one that always comes to my mind is Predator, because essentially the whole Predator film line is let's go hunt a more dangerous game.
Yeah. Yeah, the book was written in 1924, and the movie really seems to pretty track it pretty well. I think about the only thing, and this is completely questionable, to me, it always had a feeling of the film took place in an island off the coast of Africa, and in the book, it was in the Caribbean. They don't actually pin it down, so there's really no way of saying that, "Hey, this is right or wrong."
Yeah, and some of the newer examples. There've been several remakes, but there's also some inspired by movies. But and some of those, this the movie's still good, especially historical and looking up horror movies that started everything. But if you're just watching, you're like, it is a little rougher for today's audience. It's got a very slow build up, and even the action scenes aren't like in your heart beating, throwing the popcorn, jumping type scares or anything like that. They're a little tamer than we're used to now. Though Fay Ray, it seems like that was her thing. Get carried around by big apes, get hunted by people. She's like the first scream queen almost.
It's true, and it's really funny because this is like the ultimate in recycling. This was shot on the same set as King Kong with
Okay.
the same actress, and they would film King Kong during the day and film The Most Dangerous Game at night.
Oh, that I didn't know. That's awesome. The
Yeah,
castle looked super. Every early Dracula Frankenstein movie must have used that same castle set. It looked the same.
it's really interesting to me too, and again, somebody smarter than me could figure this out, but that whole thing with Count Zeroff, he says, "Very interesting," and that might be the first time in film that you have that really exaggerated, "Very interesting" thing
Villain.
thrown in there, and Fay Wray legitimately does the whole, "Ugh," kinda thing, which I'm sure that's not the first time, but it's you can look at this movie and just pull so many stereotypes out of it.
Oh, yeah. I loved the innuendos and the hints and the references to hunting, to being the prey. It's almost every other sentence was something hinting, ah, ha, ha, you don't know. And the audience, I'm sure, again, like we've talked about, the first time seeing it, oh my gosh, that's incredible. Now today's audience would be like, yeah, we get it. You're going to hunt the guy.
He's gonna shoot people, alright.
But I was looking at it and I'm like, the whole movie is, you could say, a more political talk or commentary on predator prey. It's all through the movie. First, you got the sea, the guys battling the sea. Then you got the shark battling the guys, which that's funny too, because only time I've ever seen a shark grab somebody under the water, yank them under with no blood or any. It was very tame shark
It's
attack.
no teeth, it's an
Yeah,
old shark.
and then you got the rich people against who they consider their lessers. You've got man against man. You've got man against dogs, man against alligators, man against elements. So the whole thing is showing everybody's a predator at one time or a prey at one time or both at the same time. I never realized, never thought of that in that story. It's always been a guy being I'm going to hunt you. But there was a whole lot in there. So a lot of these older films, I sometimes I feel, and I think others may think the same way, that they don't have the depth that today's do. But I would disagree. A lot of them have more depth once you watch them, and this is a great example of that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of reasons why we say that in the modern era is that the direction and the acting was a little over the top. And again, they're still recovering from the silent film era where you had to be over the top. There was no dialogue to help. The story was good when we read it. And if you don't stray from that, you're in good shape. And then the performances, all in all, I thought were really well done.
Yeah, it was a good. It's short. It's at the time there were a lot of movies this length, but it's like an hour 10, hour 5 even.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good movie. Like you said, this is the original. Check it out if you're trying to do that. I want to understand the horror genre, and like we always talk about, we even get comments on some of our clips and stuff. What is horror? Is this horror? What do you consider this one? It's got horrific elements, but is it, do I consider it horror? It touches upon it.
And we've said before, it varies from period to period. It varies from person to
Yes,
person. Leslie Banks, who played the Count, he survived World War One. So I don't know that you're going to throw anything on a screen that's going to scare him more than what he saw.
exactly. That
You
gave
know,
that's what Tolkien wrote all the Lord of the Rings stuff about.
exactly.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting philosophical and discussion at times on what is horror, but like you said, it changes. And this, again, at the time, how horrible that somebody would hunt somebody like this for sport.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Awesome. What's coming up next, Steve?
That's a great question because I don't even think I looked when I was setting things up. So we've got a list we can choose from. I don't know what we may want. I don't have my list up. I'm going to edit this. Actually, I say I'm going to edit it and then I'll leave it
You
just so
never
people,
do.
that way people can laugh at us.
It gives the AI more stuff to work with.
Yeah, the clips. Oh, we got Dare Golem.
All right.
So I've never even seen this one. I just, when I was looking through public domain list, it looked good and sounded like it would be something we would watch. So there you go, Dared Golem. And we are also coming up to the end of season 5 of our rewatch, which is a longer season than most. So it's
It's
been
true.
quite a while. And we've got a good bonus for that coming up, and then a really good next season, season 6 after
Yep.
that. Everybody stay tuned. We've got a lot coming up.
Yeah. Don't want to miss a thing.
No. All right, man. Catch you later.
All right. Take it easy.